Jung Seed has the largest selection of seeds, plants, bulbs, and gardening supplies. Family owned and operated, respected for quality, value, and service for 113 years. Be sure to check out our new selection of microgreens, available now. Microgreens are the edible leaves of herbs and vegetables harvested just as they begin to grow. Most are harvested just a few weeks after planting. You can grow these tasty, nutritious veggies indoors any time of year. This is an especially good project for winter when there's less going on in the garden. Here are step-by-step instructions to help you grow some tiny crops of your own. The essentials for growing microgreens are seed, soil, shallow containers with drainage holes, and a couple of waterproof trays. You'll also need some jars for soaking the seed and a spray bottle or mister. Unlike sprouts, which are grown in water, microgreens are grown in soil. For the best flavor and nutrition, skip the soilless mix and choose an organic, compost-based soil. Use clean, untreated organic seed. This is a good way to use up seed left over from the growing season. If you'll be growing a lot of greens, look for larger quantities packaged specifically for microgreens or sprouts. The best microgreens are herbs or greens traditionally grown full-sized. Cabbages of all kinds, arugula, kale, chard, peas, sunflower, and herbs like dill, cilantro, and basil are all great choices. You can plant in almost any shallow container. If needed, add drainage holes before filling. Many seeds will germinate more quickly and evenly if they are soaked in water before planting. Soak daikon radish, pea, sunflower, kale, and broccoli seeds for 8 to 12 hours. Drain the water and allow the seed to sit in the jar for another day before planting. Tiny seeds like basil, sorrel, and arugula don't need to be soaked in advance. Now for the fun part, planting. Moisten the soil slightly, just enough so that it forms a ball when squeezed. Fill containers to about 1 inch below the container rim, gently tap to settle the soil, and pat the surface smooth. Spread seed liberally across the soil surface, but do not cover the seed with soil. This will help keep your greens clean. Wet the seeds with a spray bottle or the mist setting on your hose. This will settle the seeds into a single layer and improve soil contact. Covering the newly planted containers for 2 or 3 days will help conserve moisture and provide the darkness most roots need to get a good start. After a few days, your plants will have put down roots and they will have started to sprout. This is when you can move them into the light. A bright windowsill will work just fine. A fluorescent shop light hung 6 inches above the leaves will also work well. The best way to water your greens is to set the containers into a shallow basin of water for about 20 minutes. Moisture will wick up into the soil while leaves stay clean and dry. Be sure to move the seedlings into a dry tray after they've been watered. You'll likely need to water your microgreens every day or two until they are harvested. Most greens will be ready to eat in 8 to 11 days. Slower growing varieties like herbs or sorrel may take a month or more. Microgreens can be eaten at any stage, so experiment to see when they taste best to you. To harvest, simply snip the stems and lift away the greens, leaving the soil and lower stems behind. To see the original article from Fine Gardening issue 167 and hundreds of other articles on growing your own food, visit finegardening.com and consider becoming an all-access member today. Happy growing from the folks at Fine Gardening.